Right, folks, this is another edition, a very late edition. Well, is it late? I don't know. Yes, it's late. It's Monday. It's Monday 11:47, and I have finally got round to doing For Fox's Sake. Hold on, folks, I've just wiped the table down. It's a bit wet. As you probably might have known, I was actually on the kickoff on Saturday, so I did get to watch the game live on the kickoff. I have then drove back home. I didn't get a chance to watch Match of the Day. I was busy Sunday, spending time with the family and all that kind of thing. So I've just watched the highlights, and I'm going to give you my opinion on the game. And I didn't watch somebody said to me the other day, you're just repeating what commentators say. And I don't watch the game with the sound on. Well, I watch the game with the sound on for the commentators, but I don't listen to Alan Shearer and the others after the game, because I do actually want to give my opinion. I don't want to be swayed by their opinion. So this is all what I think, right, folks? So what I've done, I've made some notes as I was watching the game. And well, first of all, I just want to say a nice touch from top, the Leicester owner and the Leicester owners, because they did actually hand out woolly hats for the following Foxes down there to the Amex, and it's a nice touch. So fair play, just wanted to say that. The Leicester game, Leicester came out of the blocks pretty quick, didn't they? Let's be honest, they didn't mess around. I think they'd had a couple of shots or a couple of created chances within the first 5 minutes, and Brighton were really left struggling. The ground was a bit wet, heavy, bit Southampton-like. So, you know, Brighton were like struggling to keep up with the pace down the left-hand side. Perez were coming down on the right. There were a few fouls going in, a few shirt pullings. They were desperate. Let's face it, they were desperate. Brighton were caught a little bit asleep, shall we say, by that. But Leicester carried on. They got stuck in, and they were working really well down the left-hand side. Chilly and Barnes. I thought Maddison were like just nice little touches, you know, get it going. Vardy making himself a complete bloody nuisance again for the Brighton defence, defending from the front, shutting everything down. There was one time when the keeper kicked it out, or did it go across the back? And then the keeper laid it out, but not Ricardo. It might have been Ricardo. It might have been Tielemans. I can't remember. I didn't see, to be honest. The Tielemans. I didn't actually see a lot of him at all, Tielemans. His work rate's there, but he's just not seems to be doing it for me. But there you go. As the game went on, as the first half went on, Brighton did actually get the teeth into the game, or either Leicester was changing something in the situations. I honestly haven't got a clue, because I was watching the Arsenal-Southampton game and they had got on the other game, and plus you are trying to entertain while being on the kickoff. If you didn't know, I was actually on the kickoff, so it is hard work to watch a game when you're doing that thing. And I can remember that the Brighton were actually getting into the game. I think they had a corner, and I think Duffy, I think he did, didn't it? It was Duffy, they put it in, but it was a header that he couldn't really control. If that was the only criticism of Leicester's game, that they actually had a corner and they didn't really pick the man up, then I can't really find a fault with Leicester at all. Second half, Brighton again then came out, and I can remember saying on the kickoff, because I was on the kickoff, that Brighton were getting into it, and I was starting to be a little bit worried. Not overly worried, but I was just thinking that Brighton are actually getting into this. They've actually changed the tactics. Evans went off, didn't he? Because Evans had got a knock or something. I know he's not been very well. He had some kind of stomach bug. I suppose that's posh words of saying he got the shit or something, but I know Evans went off and Captain Morgan came on, and he got, you know, he was quite solid, but Brighton were getting stuck in. And then as this kind of thing went on, where Brighton were getting more into the game, they then attacked, didn't they? And for the first goal, the Perez goal, Brighton did attack, and they were pushing up. And then all of a sudden Leicester just had this counter-attack. And Brighton were just nowhere. And Leicester's, the speed, the header that was won, and then the Maddison laid the ball out to Vardy, and you could see Perez going. Now, this is one of the things that I did actually like. The goal that Leicester scored, the first goal that Leicester scored, was a team goal. Some of Vardy's goals are the ball's pumped through. It's not a long ball, and it's not a hopeful ball. It's a pass ball. If in the days of Glenn Hoddle could pass a ball, right? Glenn Hoddle could pass a ball from where I'm sitting. He could stick it on that tree over there, right? It was a pass. And some people say, oh, it's a long ball, but no, it ain't. Goals that Vardy gets, they are not a long ball. They're a precision pass. And the ball that Maddison played out to Vardy, then he went on and he took it on and he was dribbling. You could see, if you're watching the replay from behind the goal, you can see that Vardy has actually known that he's there. He knows he's there and he's taking the ball on and on and on. And what he's doing is he's sucking the goalkeeper out as well a little bit. And the defenders are trying to keep up and they're running towards it. And anyway, then all Vardy does, he don't even look up, right? Because this is the kind of player he is. He knows where his teammates are and all that. And he just feeds it through to Perez, who just puts it in. And it was just a team goal. That, you know, sometimes you do get a goal from Vardy and he will either hit it outside the box or he'll run, but then he'll slide it in or whatever. No, he made sure that Leicester, the team, got the goal. And you have got to give Vardy fair play for that. Now, you're all probably thinking, oh, you're blowing smoke up his arse because you fucking gave him the trophy or whatever. No, you look at it, and it makes you wonder sometimes, though, that if that had been a player like Salah or Mane at Liverpool, what would they have done? Would they have passed the ball inside to get the goal? Or would they have done the selfish thing, gone for the goal, and where the keeper could have saved it, they could have missed, or they could have scored, right? It's a three-chance thing. So I am saluting Jamie Vardy there for just doing the easy thing and passing the ball and getting Leicester 1-0 up and taking the pressure off. Once again, then once Leicester had got the goal, it was basically Leicester. They could have quite easily carried on. I do like this thing where Gray comes on. I think it's an excellent thing. I don't know how long Gray will like doing this, being sat on the bench and coming on for 20 minutes. But he's having such an impact. The lad has got... when he first came to Leicester, right, and he was at Birmingham, you could actually see he had got potential. But it just wasn't being harnessed and channeled in the right way. You'd see now, Puel, he didn't have a clue. He played Gray up front. He dropped Vardy and he played him up front. What the hook was he doing thinking that? But Rodgers has come in and he's put his arm around him. And I don't know how, I suppose you just have to know what players you have to talk to and how to talk to them. And he's actually creating, I don't know whether this is going to sound right, and he won't be. But the only thing I can see that Gray is reminding me, right, because I loved watching Arsenal, right? In the day, I loved watching Arsenal. Ian Wright he's just a legend. I don't care what team you follow, Ian Wright is a legend, right? And I like to watch Arsenal play. And then Henry came. Now, this is where I'm going. You can see, now I'm not going to say Gray is going to be as good as Henry, but it's that kind of thing coming in. Is he going to be one of these players that starts and he comes on and he goes down the wing and then he's going to start growing and developing and then moving to the inside? And is he going to be a forward, a quick little forward? On the kind of thing like Michael Owen, and that kind of thing, I don't know. It's just, you can just see that Brendan Rodgers has got a plan for him. He's got an idea, he can see his potential and that kind of thing. So I don't honestly know. But anyway, he came on and, right, I'm probably going to be controversial here and probably upset Brighton fans. Well, that's the way it is, because this is what I do. This is how I see it. Yeah, it was a penalty, right? That was a penalty. In my book, that was no different penalty to the one that Man United got against Leicester, and the penalty that I said was a penalty against Liverpool when Manny went down like he trod in a bear trap. There was contact. If there's contact there like that now, it's a penalty, and that's the way the rules go. Yeah, but the best thing is, I don't even think he was actually looking for the penalty. I do think Gray was actually trying to create something, but he trod on his foot and he put him off. So, yes, a penalty. Now, for the penalty thing, it wasn't one of Vardy's best penalties. I sat there when I was on the kick-off, and I did actually say, he'll put his foot through this and it'll twat it straight down the middle. He didn't. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know whether he got caught up in two minds when he went to strike the ball or what, but it wasn't his best penalty. Now, obviously, it was a great header by Maddison, and he put it in. Now, was it a retake? Yes, in the eyes of the law, of the footballing rules, it was a retake. But in a way, you've got to feel sorry for Maddison, and in another way, you've got to feel sorry for Brighton, and in another way, you've got to feel sorry for Leicester, because, yes, the penalty was missed. Yes, they did encroach. Yes, it was Leicester and Brighton players. Yes, Maddison got the goal, and then it had to be retaken. So in the end, after all that faffing around, nothing really changed. What was the point? There was no point in it. So the only thing that could have gone wrong is that Brighton players could have encroached, Leicester retake the penalty, and then Leicester missed the goal. But I suppose they were saying, was the penalty retaken because Maddison encroached? But there again, Brighton players encroached. So what's it all about? Would that penalty have been retaken if a Brighton player had got to the ball and cleared it? I don't know. It's just getting hard work, this VAR. It really is. Anyway, as for the rest of the team, I'll go through the... Well, Schmeichel, he may as well have not bothered turning up, had he? He could have been sat in the home, because I don't think he only touched the ball. I don't think Brighton actually had a shot on goal. Did they have a shot on goal? I don't know. I don't think Brighton had a shot on goal. We'll go. The both fullbacks were excellent, weren't they? I thought Ricardo did. I don't think it was a penalty for Brighton. If you're going to go down that easy, mate, you may as well charge £20 and have a go yourself, because it ain't on. You can't do that. Soyuncu, another. He shut the ball down when Brighton attacked. He went at them and he shut them down. Excellent. Evans, yeah, once again, him and Soyuncu do really well. I haven't looked into what's up with Evans. I don't know if he's pulled something or what. Hopefully not. I don't think the international games helped Evans, to be fair. I'm not, you know what I mean? People say, oh, the international break. It's not a break, is it? Some of these players have to get on planes, fly to their own country, then fly another place, and then fly back, and then fly again, and then fly to another bloody game. They're not really having a break. They're doing more travelling and messing about. Do you know what about these bloody stupid, this European bloody cup thing, Euros? They shouldn't be playing teams that are shit, right? All these little minnow teams that they can't say, they should be having their own little bloody competition to qualify for the big competition. So we haven't got to go flying all the way to bloody Moldova or the bloody Orkney Island or bloody wherever just to play in some stupid shit team that's grounds no bigger than Quorn's. Quorn's place over there. Got a nice little stadium. Not Quorn sausages. So that's what winds me up. So it's not really an international break, and this is where Vardy's growing, because I hope he don't ever play for England again, because when England did actually have him, they didn't use him right. They just sat him on the bench, chucked him on for 5 or 10 minutes and say, go and do something. But we won't play to your strengths, Jamie, all right? So anyway, Leicester. So I'm sorry, I've lost it there. I'm just going and comparing my notes. Yeah, the defence was pretty solid. Captain Morgan, when he came on, he, you know, if he ain't getting the gameplay, he's going to be a little bit rusty. But I thought when he come on, yeah, there was one cross that came over and he missed it. But you know, fuck's sake, don't take that piss. Maddison, I thought was good, nice running around, distributed the ball well. Perez, Barnes. You know, Perez is really getting into this now. You can see him developing and growing. Barnes, you can see him growing as well. He's getting upper body strength as well. He must be working out, that lad. Tielemans. I didn't really see Tielemans there. I've seen a comment on Twitter. Somebody's put Tielemans, you know, it was one of his worst games. Now, the thing is with Tielemans, right? I think he's got a calming influence on the team. He does seem to just sit there and calm it down. But his final ball just seems to be lacking a little bit. But he's putting the work rate in, he's putting the effort in, which I've said this before and it sounds like I'm having a go at him. I'm not. I'm applauding him because I'm not sure if it's going well for him or not. But he just seems to keep trying and he keeps battling. And I love to see that. I love it. So fair play to Tielemans for getting still stuck in and all that. And Vardy was Vardy, weren't he? He's a pain in the arse. You know what, right? You must have played against people like Van Nistelrooy and Aguero and whoever, right? And you must think, oh shit, but you playing against Vardy, he does not give you a second. He is Mr. 90 minutes. Jamie 90 minutes, Vardy. He never stops running that. So there you go. So that's what I think of that game. The next game is Everton at home. Me and the ginger one are going down. We will be in the Spine Cop, the South Stand. If you do see me, come and say hello. And, you know, just come and say hello. It's just nice to meet people. So that's it. So hopefully I'll see you next Sunday at the KP. And I will be doing another one of these for Fox's sakes after that. Okay, folks. Laters.